mic's off. I believe I have to turn on the microphone first. I believe truly that it just takes one good miracle to change your mind, or to transform your life, or to heal a nation. One good miracle is all it takes. One genuine encounter with the divine power of universal love is sufficient to reset the balance and harmony between God and man. Every problem that we have in this world, you know it's true, is because we've fallen out of harmony with God, with nature, with the universe, with the natural flow and rhythm of life. We have fallen out of harmony, and all it takes is one good miracle to bring us back. And so I want to talk a little about miracles today, because we're claiming the miracle that will transform our world along with us. When we are transformed, the world is transformed along with us. Lao Tzu said the greatest gift that you can give to the world is that of your own personal, individual transformation. And so that's what we're about. We're jumping in to the flow of that wonderful spiritual awakening, the growing movement of our shared spiritual awakening. So last week I offered a definition of the miracle as a shift in our perception. A shift from fear to love. That's from A Course in Miracles. And so we are shifting our perceptions now from fear of this global pandemic, of this virus, to how do we love one another? And literally we don't have a choice. Because if we want to survive, we're going to have to love each other and the other person. And everybody is getting on board with this. Everybody is starting to recognize the fact that we are joined, that we are never separate, that we are connected, and that to love you is to love me because we're all part of the same human family. And so, a shift in perception. I love what Wayne Dyer says. He said, change the way you look at things, and the things you look at change. So I offered last week the idea that this is a great opportunity for humankind, cleverly disguised as a global pandemic. You know, Thoreau also said, it's not what you look at that matters, it's what you see. That's important. It's how you're looking at it. It's what you see. Are you seeing the possibilities, the opportunities? Are you seeing all the good that can come out of this? Because I am, and a lot of people are witnessing to me all the good that's coming out of this, and all of the amazing inner work that they are doing. And not only that, the connection that they feel is growing, because somehow being separate physically has forced us to become aware of our connection spiritually. It's amazing. Yesterday, Lily and I were doing a Course in Miracles gathering on Zoom, and I had no idea how many people were with us. I looked down the bottom and it says 140 participants. 140 people joined us from South America yesterday, and that's how I got the idea to bring Antonio with me this morning. And it was just so beautiful and so amazing because we joined in the truth of our being, and we joined in a shared awakening, a shared shift from fear to love. And what healing, what incredible healing energy was in that gathering, because we were joining to look at something differently. The Course in Miracles also says that there's a powerful statement that says, I'm determined to see things differently. So it's not just a matter of, I hope I can see it differently. No, I'm like Elijah when he was on the mountain. He stayed even in the face of the winds and the earthquakes and the fires until the silence came. And then he saw things differently. he found God within. He actually sat through the storms until it happened. And that's what we are called to do, to sit there, sit still in the storms until this change takes place. We cannot go back to the way we were doing things just a minute ago. It's not going to work. Or just a few days ago, or a few weeks, or how we have been doing things up until now as a human family, treating each other as if we're separate. We can't do it. We are all one family. Everyone on this planet, including the animals and the fish and the birds and the trees and the plants and the air and the water, it's all one thing. It's one ecosystem. It's one expression of God. And if we are to be part of that one in a dynamic, loving expression, we cannot see things the way that we have before. So I'm determined to see things differently. I am determination to see things differently. Also last week, we did have a Thursday night prayer group, which was very powerful. And in that group, I suggested to them the proposition that this was a great opportunity, cleverly disguised as a global pandemic. And so what are the opportunities that you have experienced? And what is the silver lining or the blessings that you've experienced in these past couple of weeks, couple of months? And I've gotten some wonderful, supportive feedback of how people are experiencing more love and more light and more connection. So here are some of their answers. Somehow the necessity for our physical separateness has created a deeper sense of our connection. It is something that affects all of us, so every person in every corner of the world has been brought closer together because we realize that we share this planet. And it is something that affects all of us, and so we must also all be part of the solution. It's reminding us of our oneness, and it's reminding us of our interdependence. Our interdependence. We depend on each other. It's also reminding us of our ability to overcome any challenge when we work together and when we truly care for one another. I see healthcare workers that are putting in extra hours under incredibly challenging situations and circumstances. And I applaud them for getting up and going to work each day. And I can do no less. I have to be on the phone and be on the computer in prayer with people all day long, every day. And that's what I want to do because that's my job. And that's what I love to do. And that's how I feel our connection to each other and the healing power of God moving through us. And so when we connected in prayer on Thursday night, we also said that this situation is helping us to deepen our spiritual practice, to deepen our prayer practice and our meditation practice. It's helping us to go within and not only enjoy the silence, but to depend on that silence for our sustenance. It's a reminder also that God is our source. God is the source of all good. God is the source of everything that we have, everything that we enjoy, the life of our bodies, the life of our being is God. It's not money. It's not anything of this world. But all those things can be reflections of the love of God if we let it. And I'll talk a little more about that later. What people also told me was, it's helping us to be mindful and to get back to simplicity. To enjoy the simple things and be mindful of everything we do, of everywhere and everything we touch with our hands, of everyone we speak to, of everything we put in our mouths and our bodies, of how much we are moving and exercising, of what we say to one another. I don't want to pass on a virus of fear. I don't want to pass on a virus of judgment. I don't want to pass on a virus to someone of separation. What I do want to pass on is this glorious, incredible antidote for fear and separation. I want to pass on the healing power, the cure, which is the love that we share. I want to pass on the power of the loving Spirit of God to each and every person. I want to pass that energy to you. I want to give you all of my love, knowing that it will come back to me 100-fold. And I want to see the miracles unfold. And so this is part of the opportunity that we have, is to realize what we are passing to each one of us, what we are passing along to the person down the line. Are you passing on love? Are you passing on miracles? Are you passing on fear and separation? I'm so grateful that we have the power of that decision within us, because I can choose again this moment to pass on love and to pass on healing and to pass on the power of God in you to overcome anything, because we are connected and we are together. And we will help one another because we have to. We're interdependent. So people are returning to nature also. They're getting out more and walking and enjoying being just with one other person or with their children, and really paying attention to how they're treating their children and what their kids are doing. There's an increased sense of gratitude for life itself. A lot of people that we talk to express to us this sense of gratitude for life itself, for everything in each moment that they experience and their connection with it. And there's a gratitude for having a home, for having food on the table, for having paper products, or a neighbor you can go and borrow some paper products from. But I know we make jokes about it, but let's keep laughing, Keep your spirits up. That laughter is creating great things in your body that are boosting your metabolism and your immune system. So, it's great, because one of the other things is I found that we're laughing more together. When I get together just with Lily or just with one other friend, sometimes when I start talking about the fearful nature of what's going on, I'll get angry inside. I might not be experiencing that person at all, because all I'm experiencing is the tension within my body. And so what I noticed is that when we are in our own peace and gratitude, we start laughing and telling jokes and experiencing a lightness about life. It's not so serious anymore. And I feel like that is a way to approach the seriousness of this epidemic, is with laughter, is with levity, is with joy, is with music, is with art, is with dance, is with deep conversation and authentic communication and gratitude for one another. For the thing I'm most grateful for is you. I'm most grateful for our connection that can never be broken, for our love. I'm most grateful that we are dedicated to being the unique expressions of divine love in this world that we are. And so there's been an increased sense of gratitude for each other. One of the other things that some of our members on the prayer group expressed to me was, as human beings, we've slowed down all of the activity on the planet because of this epidemic, and the planet is beginning to heal itself. In some cities, the air is cleaning up. The water is getting clean. The dolphins are returning to certain places. There are a lot of things rejuvenating and regenerating itself because we've slowed down human activity. And I truly believe that perhaps this is a vision of how we can approach the climate crisis. is when we slow down our activity as human beings, the planet will naturally heal itself and be able to support life. And also, there's the biggest thing, is the global awakening that's occurring. This global awakening is being accelerated as humans all over the planet are coming together to pray, to meditate, to visualize healing, and to hold in a vision, a joined vision, a shared vision of wholeness and well-being for all of life, all of humankind, and all of animal kind, of all of the whole planet. We are joining together in a shared vision of our healing. That's amazing. There are so many global meditations happening now. Like I said, when we went on Zoom yesterday, 140 people joined us. And that's just our little part. But if we join together in that power of mind, there is nothing we can't overcome, and overcome for all time. I truly believe that there is a great opportunity to see the miracle that is happening for us, that is available for us. One good miracle, my friends, is all it takes to change your mind, or to change or transform your life, or to heal a nation or the entire planet. One good miracle. It's a way of seeing. And it's definitely a shift in perception from fear to love. I want to say something about Thich Nhat Hanh, a Buddhist teacher who he told us, people consider walking on water the miracle. But I believe the real miracle is walking in peace upon this earth. Walking in peace with one another. Being mindful of each moment, of the extraordinary, beautiful energy of life that is in each moment. That's the real miracle behind it all. Is that God is in each and every single cell. Is God eternal, not just in the body, but in everything. God eternal in everything. I am a spiritual being. I might be having a human experience, but I'm still a spiritual being. And spirit still infiltrates every single cell of my body and everything in my world. And the space between us, the air we breathe and the water. And every single thing truly is God, is spirit. And so I need to connect again with that. And when I do, that's the miracle. The real miracle might just be finding that moment of self-realization, of peace, and connection with the divine. The ultimate miracle is having an experience, authentic experience of God within you. I think that's the ultimate miracle, is that we finally realize God is within us. And that we are the author and the finisher of everything that we are experiencing. And when we change the way we see things, the things that we are seeing change. That we are determined to see with the vision of Christ. That we are determined to have that Christ principle grow and mature in us, so that we too can walk this earth and say that I am the holy child of God. One good experience of your innate divinity, of your own spiritual reality and your connection to all living things will change the way you see forever. One good miracle is going to change the way you see forever. A lot of people I know are using this situation now in this world to remember who they are. And remind others as well of who they are. I consider that to be a miracle. That you're able to share that energy, that spiritual energy with someone, and all of a sudden they remember. All of a sudden something clicks within them and they have the realization that God is within. It's an amazing thing. And I find it to be the biggest blessing and the most tremendous experience of my life. It truly is the greatest miracle to be in that shared environment of spiritual energy, of God mind, knowing that it is moving us in divine order. And with grace and ease and perfect timing, everything is unfolding according to spiritual principle. And I can flow, I can get in the flow. Welcome to the flow of spiritual energy. I can do that. So my practice is using powerful affirmations of the truth. And I want to end today because using those powerful affirmations, I also want to live them. So I want to read a passage in closing today from A Course in Miracles. And it's right after lesson 350 in the workbook. What am I? Good question. What am I? And here's a powerful affirmation of the truth. I've got one of these little books that's really tiny printing, so I need these glasses here. Now I can see what I am. I'm seeing things differently. It's not what I look at, it's what I see. I'm seeing this differently today. What am I? I am God's child, complete and healed and whole, shining in the reflection of eternal love. In me is creation sanctified and guaranteed eternal life. In me is love perfected, fear impossible, and joy established without opposite. I am the holy home of God itself. I am the heaven where perfect love resides. I am holy sinlessness itself. For in my purity does God's purity abide. We are the bringers of salvation. Oops. Okay. We are the bringers of salvation. We accept our part as saviors of the world, which through our joint forgiveness is redeemed. And this is our gift. Therefore, it is given us. We look on everyone as our brother and our sister, and we perceive all things as kindly and good. We do not seek a function that is past the gate of heaven. Knowledge will return when we have done our part. We are concerned only with giving welcome to the truth. Ours are the eyes through which Christ's vision sees a world redeemed from every thought of sin. Remember, we are concerned only with giving welcome to the truth. Ours are the ears that hear the voice for God proclaim the world as sinless. Ours are the minds that join together as we bless the world. And from the oneness that we have attained, we call to all our brothers and sisters, asking them to share our peace and consummate our joy. We are the holy messengers of God itself who speak for truth and carry this word to everyone who has been sent to us. And thus we learn that it is written on our hearts. And thus our minds are changed about the aim for which we came and which we seek to serve. We bring glad tidings to the child of God who thought that it suffered. Now you are redeemed. And now you can see the gate of heaven stand open before you. And you will enter in and disappear into the heart of God. What am I? I am God's child. I am complete. I am healed. I am whole. And I am shining in the reflection of eternal love. That realization to me is the greatest miracle there could ever be. And in truth, all I needed was one good miracle. So I offer it to you. I offer you this miracle of self-recognition, of knowing who you are, and knowing that that is the truth that will set you free. Thank you, everyone. I want you to remember that you are so blessed to remember to be a blessing each and every day. Amen.
You have been watching the message from our Sunday celebration service here at Unity on Cape Cod, providing a positive path for spiritual living. Please join us every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. at 147 Walton Ave, Hyannis, Mass. And visit us online at www.unityoncapecod.org.